I'm gonna tell you a story. First thing you gotta understand though, time doesn't work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle, because I'm the one who's talking to you. And, welcome to Cult. Alright, so, I've got like 3.5 Gonna Shocker going on at once here. So, like, this is 5 fish, 5 grain. This is the arrangement for B5 Medea. And this is the remains of the mango and the persimmon from earlier. Quick side note, I had bounty for my kitty cats. This is some catnip that I grew. So, alrighty. I have the making of a cherry fizz back here with the curacao already at the bottom. I got some cherries for garnish. I actually did a recall to recall the 5 cherries from the other Gonna Chakra, so I guess I actually have 4.5 now. I actually have ice, so this is going to be a proper cherry fizz bang as opposed to like the sort of like bootleg version. I'm also going to tell you how I made this. Now the fish fillets obviously I didn't make, but like I'm going to tell you how I made this chowder because it's pretty baller. So this is gourd chowder with crushed up potato chips. I bless the because this is like a combination of a left and right. If you remember that from a previous video, where the left hand is very literal and the right hand is very symbolic. So these 5 fish, they're fish from the 5 oceans and the 7 seas, or 5 of the oceans and the 7 seas. This is has water from the 7 seas and 7 oceans, in the sort of very symbolic right hand pathway. And this has the corn as foxtail millet, for the right hand symbolic way, but it also has rice, soybean oil, because soybean is one of the 5 sacred grains, and it has rice, soybean oil for soybean, and like a splash of it. Like I took like a package of steamed corn and I didn't bother steaming it. Dropped it right in. I had some rice as part of my breakfast because that's just what I had, and I put some rice in there like that, just like some already cooked rice, some corn kernels, and this splash of soybean oil. Um, Topped it off with water, obviously. Put like a whole stick of butter in there, and then brought it to a boil. Tossed parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme because I'm cheesy like that. But also some like red pepper, a little bit of Tony Chachere's for some like a little like a mild little bit of spice. What else? Some garlic, some like diced garlic, from like like Spice World, I think. It was like one from a jar. It's not like a crust of garlic or anything. And let's see what else. Um, and then I don't know if you know how to make chowder, but basically after you do that, like basically what makes it a chowder. I don't know about like New York chowder, like the tomato chowder, like tomato bisque type chowder. I'm talking about like cream chowders. You take some milk and some starch, typically cornstarch or wheat. In my case, I did both because wheat is one of the 5. So I took some cornstarch and some wheat, and I blessed the soup to be primordial soup because I'm silly like that. And I also I made it turtle soup because I thought that was funny. Um, so it's symbolic, and it's actually going to be like a surf and turf kind of deal, but without any like meat. That's hilarious. Anyway, without any like without any surf. I mean, without any turf rather. Um, and let's see. I have sake in a couple different couple different containers because I happen to have more than one. I didn't know that, but I do. Um, I have the I have this for the cherry fizz bang. I actually have the tropical breeze one, so that because you put in the garnish before and after, because that's how that rolls. Never actually got to tell you that part. Let's see. Oh, nice. So here's the deal. Anyone who knows me like really knows me, knows that me saying "here's the deal" is like one of the things I love saying the most. This is the I actually finally found this because I was looking for it for specifically for water spell. Is it a water spell or is it miscellaneous spells? Yeah, it's in water spells. All right, so I'm gonna backtrack a little bit and then come back to the contract one. Spells using herbs. Spells using oils, like soybean oil, like that. And let's see. Okay, water spells. Okay, so I'm gonna read what I actually did in the case of those for the because that's the general direction the fortune cookie fortunes that are in water are now. All right, clove bath. Oh, I planted clove, like a single clove in one of my things, and mate tea. Actually, I have when I put tea on my altar, I usually use yerba mate, because you can use tea or water for that. Just in case you didn't know. I think I mentioned it when I put it in there. Where is it? I know you're in here somewhere. Come on. That's what happens when I go looking for something that I haven't already bookmarked. Like a dumb bum. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna go back to here's the deal, because that's the important part. It's in the written spell section, I believe. Oh no, it's in the slaying spells. Oh man. Once again, if you're ever gonna do something like this, I have very limited experience. But if you bookmark something, don't like get rid of the bookmark. Don't pull it out and then go looking for something else like I just did. All right, actually, water spell. Oh, here it is. Water spell. This is from chapter 9 on page 128. This is the fortune cookie one. This is more advanced kind of written spell. The spell is usually for protection or healing. It's written on parchment paper with a water soluble ink. The spell is then prayed over in a usual way, and the ink is washed off the paper into the water. The water is then used as medium of spell. The person for whom the spell is made can wash in the water, or the water may be used for washing floors, etc., etc. So in the case the water is sprinkled over an area in which the person is to walk. Rice paper, which dissolves in water, may also be used to write the spell on. Written spells, as it dissolves into the water, can make quite an impression on the mind of a person who's never seen it happen before. That's actually something that's a good point about like magic in general. Magic, in my opinion, is best for looking cool. In my opinion, because that's the thing. Like magic is like awesome and sacred and wonderful and great, but like if you do bad stuff with it, it's terrible. And don't do bad stuff with it, just in general. Like please don't do it like that. Like I kind of did this specifically to try to do this so like people would have a hard time being like mean with my stuff. That's kind of why I did this the way it is. All right. And here is the deal. Contracting through an oath, Drea Mechanics, Century Spells, page 116 on chapter 8? 8. Yes, because your word can be your bond, especially. Yeah, that's something that I would have liked. I have this thing in if you've seen the other video where I talked about it, I wrote a video, not a video. I wrote a script for a movie for Dr. Fate that I pitched a bunch of studios, but they never liked. I didn't even get a chance to actually pitch it. I just had to like I tried to pitch it. I never even got the opportunity, but what else? One of the lines is, "We are creatures of magic, and we can be bound by our word." And that's kind of like an important core concept in this. This is like things that are like inherently magical. Like if they don't have a body, they got nothing but their word. So like this, especially for like Tulpan stuff, this is serious business right here. This is like the definition of serious business. All right. So the process of taking an oath is held with awe and reverence in most primitive societies. In our modern and supposedly enlightened society, it is not held in such high esteem. People can be real bad about contracts, like actual contracts, and be like, "Oh no, like you have to listen to my contract." Like, but do you listen to your contract? I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, really? How well you read it? But among some of the roller hexamites for the Eastern Seaboard, the taking of a serious oath is held in a different light from taking a civil oath. Agreeing to purchase a farm, to enter into a business, or to take care of friend's children after his or her death is a very serious step and requires a serious oath. So, like, this is basically from a time where, like, you would go to church and like swear an oath in front of God, um, in place of, and like more important than, and in place of going in front of the village reeve. The village reeve was basically like the guy in charge of enforcing the law for the local lord. So this was like actually supposed to be for like a person as of equal importance as like, or more important than going up to local cop and being like, I promise I will do this for the good of the town, and you can arrest me if I don't. I'm not even joking. Like this is basically what that means. The following form of oath that is taken is considered to be a serious oath, and it's thought of the one who breaks such a oath loses all chance of divine salvation or eternal grace. Yeah, basically what I just said. Oaths which are sworn this way are usually held to be beyond breaking, and should they be broken, the individual is treated by his former friends and neighbors as if he were eternally damned. You would be, as they would say in Sanskrit, Kandala, or pariah. Like that would be the, if you were like say you were Amish and you went on your Rumspringer and you had a great time, and you come back and you're like, no, I decided I had my good time out with the Gentiles. I don't know if they call them Gentiles, but I'm gonna say they do. Gentiles is a word that people who are faithful to the faith of Judaism in Israel has for basically people like me. I'm not Jewish, mm, but like I love them because they love their God. I mean, like some obviously love more than others, some obviously have more degree of faith than others, and like that's fine. That's not for me to judge. That's for Yahweh to judge. I ain't gonna do it. I'm a Buddhist. I ain't judging them on their faith. That's not my job. Anyway, it's all about doing your job, not someone else's. All right. Anyway, this is much more severe form shunning, in which the oath breaker is not even recognized, much less spoken to. Yep, that's the shun. That's the hardcore. Like, oh, you decide to like carry a 9mm around as a supposedly devout Amish dude. No, you can't do that. That don't work that way. You can't be like listening to gangster rap on your MP3 player or MP4 player and just like, I do this and I do it in the hood, west side of Pennsylvania, in the Lehigh Valley, boo, and I go bang bang in the hood. You can't do that. Like that's not how it is. Now, admittedly, that would be a very silly thing to be shunned for, except for the like actually being like that and randomly murking folks. That would be something that they would be like, all right, you're not actually one of us. You may say it in your silly raps, but you need to stop that now because you're terrible. The process of taking oath is as follows. Both parties read the oath with their hands on a copy of the Bible. When the prayer is finished, two parties shake hands and the oath is complete. Agreement is usually written out in full and read by parties agreeing to the various parts. In most cases, when there are 2 or 3 witnesses for each party present. Witnessing. Now, this is important because witnessing, in the case of doing this, especially when you put your hand on the Bible, it's literally supposed to be the Bible being a stand-in for, in this case, the God of the Christian faith. So like, that's like serious business for the Hexabison. Like, that's not a joke. That's not a joke, and it shouldn't be treated like you can't say screw the deal with this sort of thing expressly, expressly. Um, this is like the sort of thing that if you were to sell your soul to hell to get like money or something, this would be the kind of deal you made, except it would have different parties involved. Except the other parties would be still mentioned as witness to the fact that you're doing this. I'm just saying, I'm like 90% sure this would be how that works. I don't know because I haven't sold my soul because it's important. I use that. It's like mad important to me. I'm just saying. People think like people who don't really understand what a nada is, like the concept of no soul. No soul is like what souls float in. You kind of need one to float. Otherwise, you sink. It's really like that's not actually how it works, but like it's kind of hilarious that I'm saying it that way. But like it's more or less like a way to look at it. Like without a soul, what you gonna do? Like, how are you going to be in a body without a soul? Don't really work that way. At least I don't think so. I can be wrong, though. Anyway, uh, I swear by God the Father Almighty and by Jesus Christ, His only begotten Son, and by the Holy Spirit, ever present and all knowing, that I enter into the following agreement with blank of my own free will and desire, and that I shall keep it as a cornerstone of my life, or forfeit such grace towards salvation my soul shall earn. I agree that blank. All this I do, I swear by with my right hand on God's holy book, or on God's holy word, calling upon God the Father, Jesus Christ, His Son, and the Holy Spirit to bear witness to this, and knowing all the angels in heaven will now aid me in keeping to my oath and contract, or they will punish me eternally should I break it. Amen. Praise Jesus. But no, like seriously, I'm not even joking. That's essentially what that is. That's like if you're familiar with Harry Potter, especially if you've read the books, as opposed to seeing the movies, because like they kind of touch on it in the movies, but like it's like how big a deal of it is really a lot more apparent in my opinion, at least, in the books, which I love. On a side note about adaptations of uh, books into movies, Harry Potter, great job. And anyone who hasn't seen Daniel Radcliffe lately, he did a movie called Guns Akimbo that is amazing. Like he and Elijah Wood, after they got like, I don't know who said this. I think I may have just seen it on Facebook, but like he and Elijah Wood, like Daniel Radcliffe and Elijah Wood, after they got their like massive success, like Elijah Wood went and made this show called Wilfred, amazing, just amazing, and Guns Akimbo. Daniel Radcliffe plays this dude who is like, he's just like, he has a job and it's like a terrible job, and it's kind of his job is to basically be a terrible person with as a computer programmer, basically by like designing those pay to win like phone games that kids just like pick up and like run up a huge bill that their parents have to take care of. Like that's his job in the movie before he like pisses off some gangsters and gets guns stapled to his hand, like guns, nail gun to his hands. Like I'm not joking. That's the core premise of this movie. It's amazing. All right. I love that movie. Anyway, um I'm gonna knock this off and like eat this. I'll maybe put it like make another video tonight before I head to bed. But for now, this is Oracle, and I'm the one who's talking to you. And you know, here's the deal. Dream safely, everyone.